Strufka. I know it's been a little while. I've been just really sick and not in the best place mentally for a little while, and even though I'm still kind of sick today, I really wanted to put out a video for you guys. I hope you guys like my new setup. I don't know if any of you saw it on Twitter, but I got a new camera and a new mic and new lighting, and now my videos are going to be at least a little bit better. I don't have to do it on my phone anymore, so that's like a huge plus for me. Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about really common DID myths. This is when I love the fact that I'm not making videos on my phone anymore, because I get to it's on here, okay? So we're talking about common DID myths, and the reason I wanted to talk about it was because I know there are a lot of different myths floating around about DID. DID is not very well known, and there isn't a lot discussed about it in general when it comes to what is fact and what is fiction. And because of certain movies and TV shows that are out, there's a lot of stigma floating around and a lot of misconceptions. So I wanted to clear a few of the most common ones that I've heard so far off of the little polls that I've done on Reddit and Facebook. I wanted to kind of clear those up before they got too big or too crazy, you know? Number 1, the most common myth that I've heard so far is that if you know about your DID before you're diagnosed with DID, then your DID isn't real. Huh? Okay. That just doesn't make any sense to me. I'm trying to figure out how this would make sense to anybody. That's like telling somebody if they knew that they had sadness before they were diagnosed with depression, then their depression isn't real. Or if they knew that they had a broken bone before the doctor told them that they had a broken bone, then their broken bone isn't real. It just doesn't make sense. You can know that something is off, something's wrong. You're maybe hearing voices. People are telling you that you are switching personalities or something. You know, you can know these things before you're diagnosed. Of course, it is always best to go to a specialist or an expert, a therapist, a doctor, and talk to them about these things and get it cleared up by a professional, and not to diagnose yourself, because self-diagnosing in any case, not only DID, self-diagnosing with anything can be harmful. But just because you kind of knew beforehand that something wasn't right doesn't mean that it's any less real now that you've got a diagnosis, or now that a doctor has acknowledged it, or a therapist has acknowledged it, or something. It doesn't make it any less real. And it doesn't mean that we're faking it either. You can know something is up without having a professional tell you yet. As long as you pursue to get that diagnosis correctly and in the right way, then I don't see anything that's wrong with it. And I don't understand why people are being called fakers or not real or anything. It just doesn't make sense. So that's super not true. You can know about your DID, you can know about something being off, you can know about all these things before getting diagnosed. That is 100% not true. This goes without saying, but I'm going to address it anyway. People with DID are not dangerous. We're not dangerous. We're not homicidal maniacs. We're not psychopathic killers. No. We're regular people. We're fit for society, regular people whose minds are really cool and really different and protected us in a really advanced way. That's all we are. We might be a little different from everybody else, but we're the same kind of people. We're loving, we're caring, we're mothers, we're sisters, we're brothers, we're dads. It doesn't matter. We're not dangerous. If I were dangerous, I wouldn't be a fit mom. And I'm very much a fit mom. I'm a great mom. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm fantastic. If I was dangerous, my children wouldn't be happy and fed and taken care of and loved with a roof over their head. That wouldn't be a thing. So, yeah, that goes without saying. I know there's a lot of stigma out there, obviously, because of, like I said, certain movies. Yeah, but it's not a thing. We're good. We're good. We're happy. We're great people. We won't murder you in your sleep. Promise. Misconception that I've heard a lot in some groups and stuff like that as well, as just questions that have been asked for me from people that have kind of done some research, is if integration is the only cure for DID. I don't like to think of integration as a cure because I don't think it's a cure. I think it's an option that some people can take. If you want to integrate, you 100% can. I'm 100% for encouraging and being accepting of systems that wish to integrate. For our system, we don't want to. We want to kind of just work together right now and kind of figure each other out and be there for each other and work with each other and just really be a team. That's really what we're working on, especially in therapy. That's really our goal right now. But integration is not the one and only cure for DID. It's not really even a cure because DID doesn't go away. So you can integrate your system, but you're still going to have DID. I mean, who's to say later down the line something very traumatic and horrible happens? God forbid, cross my heart. And, you don't necessarily react the way you think you're going to react because not all of us react the way we're going to react. That's just the fact of life. And a new alter splits off. I mean, you're always going to have that. It's always going to be a possibility. So I don't see it as the only cure or, option when it comes to DID. It's definitely an option, but it's not the only one and only thing that you can do for DID. So, last myth that I'm going to do for the day before my kids come home because it's pushing that time, guys. Ooh, I'm almost dropping stuff. I'm such a klutz. But yeah, it's pushing that time. And, once these little monsters come home, I'm not going to be able to record anything. But, okay. So, last myth is that switching and alters have to be distinct and different and dramatic in order for it to be real. And if you are not switching dramatically, excuse me, that was gross. Anyway, if you're not switching dramatically and your alters are not distinct and open for everyone to see, then it's not real and what's going on is fake. This could not be further from the truth. The point of DID is self-preservation. It is to protect yourself. It is to keep you safe. How safe would you be if you were dramatically switching in public and your alters were super distinct and completely different from yourself in public? Of course, each alter has their own personality. Each alter is their own person. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that switching and things like that do not have to be that intense all the time. For some it is. I know for some alters, for myself, the switching is a little bit more intense. With others, it's really easy. With Jordan, you wouldn't be able to notice. It would just be me out, him in. You wouldn't be able to see it unless he told you that he was out now, because that's just how he is, being my main protector and my caregiver. It's very quick. For a few alters, if we're out in public and they decide to push through, something traumatic is happening, I'm triggered, things aren't going so great, they will switch out and it won't be that noticeable unless you really know what you're looking for. You wouldn't be able to notice it, and you wouldn't know that they were out unless they told you they were out. A lot of alters are not going to tell you that they're in the body if they don't feel safe enough to tell you. And that's really what it is, because the whole point is to keep you safe and to keep you protected. So, no, it's not correct that if you're not dramatically switching into different personalities, like in the United States of terror, for example, then you're faking it or your DAD is not real. It is not going to be like that for everybody. For different olds, it may be different as well. It really depends on the situation. But most of the time, when I'm in public, you're never going to know if I switched out with someone or not. Not unless they tell you. And not unless you know what you're looking for. That's just not how it is. Anyway, so that concludes our video for today. I might do a couple of more because I might have some time if the kids go down a little bit earlier tonight. But yeah, that's it for now. So I'll talk to you guys later.